Hi, I'm here with my dearest friend, Essam Nagy, the host of Lesh Hake, which is a children's program from our Egypt studios in Cairo. And Essam, so great to be with you. I just want to ask you a little bit about these videos that you've made from inside Iraq, in northern Iraq in Erbil, and specifically the one with little Myriam, the 10-year-old girl who has kind of stolen the heart of the world. Tell me about your experience. I mean, how did you meet her?
Actually, Greg, we didn't choose Myriam to record with us. We didn't actually make this with any of the kids as well. We see kids flooded on the Sat7 crew from all over the camp. So when I just get into the camp where Myriam lives and her family, she grabbed my hand, and she stayed that way like for 20 minutes in the beginning, and then between each interview with the other kids, she grabs my hand in between the interviews. Total something like 45 minutes, she holds my hand very firm. When I ask her, what would you like us to help you? What's your name? She told me, my name is Myriam, and I have a story to tell. So I told her, come on, go on, tell me your story. She told me, no, I will wait until you finish all what you're doing with the other kids, and I will finally tell you your story after you finish with all the kids. And we just grabbed two paint plastic things, and we just sit on them in the middle of the camp. And she started to speak about her story with the camp, with ISIS, and with Jesus.
Now, obviously, this video has gone viral. It's literally gone around the world many times over. I've had friends from the U.S. contact me, didn't realize that I worked with Sat7, and say, hey, you've got to watch this video of this girl, Myriam. And it's been quite inspiring. What about this has captured people? Why do you think that Myriam's story has gone viral when you interviewed many other children? What was different?
The truth. Myriam has something very true that she would like to communicate with everyone throughout the globe. And I mean that every other single child there have something so special that he would like and she would like to communicate with kids. But Myriam has this kind of truthfulness inside her heart. And when you just take a look at Myriam's face, she communicates not only her voice, but you can see and you can feel the Spirit of God talking through her. And I think this is what all the world needs right now. This kind of truth and this kind of passion and love and forgiveness. Because, when you just turn on the news, you will only see bad news coming out from the Middle East. War, killings, bloods, things like that. But as a kid like Myriam talking about hope from the Middle East, you can talk about hope in New Zealand, for example, but not out of the Middle East. And this was really touching. I was actually crying since the third minute or so in the video, but I tried to hold my tears back until we finished the video. And when we just finished the recording, I just burst in tears. And I saw Myriam just comforting me like this, and she told me, you gave us hope on the screen, and it's our turn now to give you hope back.
Wow. One of the things I think that probably most inspired me when I watched the video, she said she wanted her voice heard around the world. And the fact that Sat7 was able to help facilitate that, obviously we couldn't arrange that necessarily, but we helped facilitate this 10-year-old girl, her voice going around the world, a voice that, as you say, a voice filled with hope in a region that is not experiencing a lot of hope. I mean, to me, that's quite inspiring. So do you have any plans in the future to go back and to visit with Myriam or others in this same area?
Actually, Greg, Myriam had three wishes that she told us about them in the video that we recorded with her. First, she would like her voice to be heard all around the globe. And this is what Sat7 has helped her with, to make really her voice stretched, all over the map. And like in the program Lesh Hake, we had a world map. And when we receive some kind of a note or a card for Myriam, and I will talk about this shortly, we just put a pin of the city or of the country that these cards came out from, and we have many countries on the map. This is number one. Number two, she was yearning for school teaching, proper school teaching, and nowadays she is in her finals actually for the first semester. So this is very encouraging news. And the third thing that she would like to meet with her friend Sandra, and we managed here in Lebanon 2 weeks ago. Actually, this was during the Easter morning, the Easter morning, that we bring Sandra and Myriam together on air. So basically, Sat7 had helped Myriam with her 3 wishes to come true. And when when we were visiting the U.S. A while ago, many people, more than 700 people, adults and kids as well, signed cards for Myriam. And this what encouraged us for the next big step, to go back and encourage not only Myriam, because Myriam was the inspiration and the voice for a whole generation. And I'm sure that if we have the chance to go back there in Iraq and in other refugee camps as well, we will dig more, you know, in the mud, in this kind of hopeless region, and we could find more jewels, real jewels like Myriam as well.
One of the questions that I've had asked of me quite a few times was, how can we support Myriam? Not just Myriam, but how can we support maybe the camp that she's in or the other children in the region? Is there any way that people can send money or toys or things that they might need?
Actually, I think this could be applicable. I think Sat7 has some kind of record for bank accounts if everyone would like to send money for the camp that Myriam is living in or so. I think we do have some kind of list of the bank accounts that we can send money through. And when we go back then, I think within a month or two, we will go to the kids of the refugee camps as well, and we will send them all the greetings that came from all over the world, along with all these cards that we have to Myriam and many other kids. And believe it or not, what the politicians could never, ever be able to accomplish, kids do have, because it really gathers. You know, Greg, one of the cards we had from the U.S., a girl, she drew a heart coming out from the USA to the Middle East, you know. And this was so touching because, you know, all this misunderstanding between the East and the West, especially in this moment that we're living in. So you can see that the forgiveness of Jesus Christ that's built in kids' heart really can transfer the love of Jesus away from the barriers or the borders or anything that can be put that hinders this kind of love. And I think that East and West are coming together back again as one whole world because of what's on the hearts of the kids. And this is what Jesus has planted inside their hearts, even in the midst of this unpeacefulness they are living.
Wow. It's amazing to me. It reminds me of the scripture. It says, "And a little child shall lead them." And it's quite amazing and inspiring, really, that God has kind of taken a little girl from a small village and taken her voice and sent it around the world with a message of hope and forgiveness when there's been not a lot of hope and certainly not a lot of forgiveness from that area. So it's quite profound to see. And I'm so excited that you got to be a part of that and also helping us all to experience some of that. So Essam, again, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for going into such a difficult place and reaching these people. It's truly inspiring. So bless you, friend. Thank you.